this Thursday on the Peg episode with me, your host. Now, eyebrow, one, only, Montreal Man. Yeah, I know you're thinking, we just had like a mini episode on Tuesday. We had the Street Fighter episode on Wednesday. It's Thursday. Why an episode? Especially if there's an episode tomorrow. Are you thinking, oh, he's going to cancel the Friday episode? No, there still will be a Friday episode. But I just figured, why not? A bunch of pre-orders came in, so I figured, well, I might as well start finishing off some of this stuff I had already and toss in one of the pre-orders I ordered that came in. So today, on Thursday, lucky you, an extra episode. Not a short, an episode. We're going to do something I've had sitting around for a while. The DC Direct. Dr. Fate. Yeah, Injustice 2, Dr. Fate. We're going to do that Skeletor I picked up not too long ago, the one I didn't have. We'll take a look at him. And because I've already got the other one, another Spawn. This is the Mandarin. Ooh. And of course, it wouldn't be the On the Peg show unless I did a DC Gold label or a multiverse. So of course, good old Vampire Nightwing. So let's start off in a random order. So let's start off with Skeletor. Why not? By the power of my gray beard. Oh yeah, as you can tell, I've gotten some more in of this. I got the Ghost of Krypton Superman, Superman 2, the Ghost of Zod. I don't have the variant of Zod in armor. And I also don't have the regular Brainiac. Somehow I got the variant in my pre-order. That's the problem with Canada. You order something and you don't know if you're going to get a platinum or a regular. So now I have to track down the regular Brainiac and the variant of Zod. Yeah. It's the same thing with some of the other pre-orders I got. I did get my Batman. I got the Azrael, but I didn't get the variants. Variants are going to kill me. I'm just saying. The hunt is on. I also got a call today. The Plastic Man wave is in, sort of. I've already got the Aquaman, regular. I've already got, now at GameStop, the Superman, the Batman. I'm just missing the Green Lantern, and none of them are variants. And I even told my buddies at GameStop, somehow, please help me find the red Superman. I don't care about the Green Lantern as much. I don't care about the Aquaman as much, but find me that green Superman, please. Green Superman. I'm thinking about Aquaman because the only difference in Aquaman is silver, black, or green and light green. Find me that red Superman. But I digress. Let's get back to Skeletor. Let's do a little edit. And of course, we'll be back after the magic, the power of the edit. Beware the power of the edit. As you saw in the close-up, I mean, cloth cape, nice detail in the skull. I actually like the fact that his staff has been modified. I also like this Ankh-looking staff. A little bit longer. It'd be a perfect Ankh for a custom that I have in mind. Hey, might go with the Dr. Fate. We'll keep this thing out. But what do I think of this Skeletor? Well, it's like most Revelation toys. They are posable. They are a good size. I'm not a Motu guy. I know people are shocked by that. Don't be. It's pretty obvious. Not bad. I do wish there was a couple things that were a bit more detailed. Just saying. Like, for example, his arms here. A little bit of paint, you know? You made it look like his arms are the same color as the rest of his body. It's a bit weird. Overall, not the worst He-Man Revelations. Like I said, I don't plan on collecting all of them. I just pick up every now and then. I do find that the cape, even though it's cloth, is disappointing. It's kind of like, oh, you got to toss the cloth on him, whatever. He's all right. Goes in the collection. I do like the skull, though. I do like the skull. It's not a bad skull. Yeah, it's really a good. I mean, much better there. Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. And like I said, I got this thing. It was it was a bargain, and it was within my little tight budget. So I picked them up. This was before all my pre-orders started coming in, but that's why they're called pre-orders. Yes. But that's it for good old Skeletor. And it makes me like, this is like a younger version of Skeletor. It almost feels like this is the Skeletor before it became the Skeletor that I already have. Like the bigger Skeletor. So it's kind of like a progression of Skeletor. The evolution of Skeletor. Okay, whatever. That's enough of him. That's enough of him. Let's do, well, because of the potential onk-looking thing, let's do the Injustice 2 Dr. Fate, shall we? Do you believe in fate? No, I believe in the X-Acto blade to open this thing out, so we'll be back after this edit. As you saw in the close-up, I used Skeletor's onk-looking thing just to give it the good old Kent Nelson here to make him look a bit different. And I actually think with a little bit of touching up of paint, that would blend in really nicely with the figure. Now, as for the figure itself, okay. Once again, Dr. Fate helmet. Mr. McFarlane, God, my fellow Canadian, or ex-Canadian, why can you not give us a Dr. Fate where you can take the helmet off and see his face? The helmet also limits the mobility of the head. It's kind of like, ah. I mean, I like the helmet design. I do. I like the helmet design. It makes me think Dr. Fate. The gauntlets are nice. The boots are nice. The patterning on the side is nice. The posability, though, stiff. Arms only go up to a certain height. This is definitely one of the ones that you put in your collection. If you got a flying base, I should start looking into flying bases because this character would fly. I have to look to see what flying bases might be available, or if someone knows of a really good flying base that's affordable, let me know. I might have to order some. But this is, before I went too far down that little rabbit hole, this is the kind of action figure you literally just put on your shelf. There's not much posability, but it does look nice on the shelf. I mean, you put this with the DC Direct Constantine. Starting that Justice League again, that Dark Justice League. They still need to do a DC Direct Santana. There's a whole bunch of characters they need to do, but that's besides the point. But this does make me think of a podcast I just saw. Okay, warning, it's going to be a rant. I'm Mad Montreal Man after all. Come on, you know I'm going to rant. That's what I do here. But it's an honest opinion. I recently saw a podcast. I'm not going to name the guy whose podcast it was because I've seen some of his other videos before. He's not the most boring guy I've seen. He's not the guy who talks in the monotone and show. No, he's not that guy. But he does have a bit of a monotone tone when he speaks. I obviously don't. But he was trying to give people in his podcast, which is on YouTube, of how to display your action figures the proper way. Now, he does start off by saying that it's his opinion, that's the proper way to do it. But the whole video is really him just saying if you do it this way, it's bad. It's bad if you do it this way. This is the way I do it. This is the best way to do it. And so what this guy does in his podcast, he shows his displays. And you think, okay, a full room glass shelving like a lot of collectors have. No, 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 no. He has 2 shelves, maybe 5 figures on average on each. He displays his comic books. And he starts going, this is how I display my books. I like to put the comic books in some packaging with it, and these are my posters on the wall. He goes on to say that he rotates his collection in and out, that he puts them in storage containers. Now, that's great if you have no life and you want to spend every week changing your figures. You know, it's great if you have enough storage space to do that, where you can just put them in PBXs and I'm going to pull this out. He also showed pictures of other people's collections. He showed a picture of someone who's collecting Mythic Legions and they're stacked up. Well, that's a reseller. It's pretty obvious to anyone watching that video. He's a reseller. He buys them to resell. That's why he just stacks them. He's not looking at them to appreciate it. He then started showing some other people's pictures, and he showed the kind of picture where, you know, you have all the characters on one shelf, all the way to the back of the shelf. He goes, that's the bad way of doing it. That's the wrong way of doing it, because you can't see them. You know, not to sound mean, buddy. Not everybody has the shelving space to literally take an entire shelf that's about 10 to 12 inches deep and only put 5 characters on it. Some people who have large collections have no choice. They have to display them all on a shelf. But this way, it's for them anyway. It's not for you to look at. It's for them. And if they enjoy looking at a row of characters, that's great. My shelves look like that too. The ones in my living room. It's literally a shelving unit divided into different sections, and I have like, okay, this is theme, and it goes all the way back. It's not like 30 on a shelf, but it's pretty crowded. And that's all right with me, because I know they're there. I can look at them. I can appreciate them. I don't have wall space to pin everything up on the wall. These are empty boxes for soundproofing. These are just soundproofing as well. The Marvel Universe I've showed, for example, is pinned up on the wall because they're small. And basically, I can't put shelves there because it would block the door. So he goes on showing these other people's display. This is how you do it. You know, you go to a table and build them all up. You know, buddy, this is why I started doing this channel. Because I'm going to give people a different opinion of toys, an honest one. And I'm not going to try to do this, look at me, I know better than everybody else. Because I don't. I don't. I just know what I like. And I also know that out of practical reasons, yeah, you display your action figures as best as you can. It's also why I don't, you know, kiss ass and start doing Motu He-Mans. I don't collect them. I'm not going to review them. I'm not going to frickin' buy them. I buy what I like, and I display what I like, how I like it. And a lot of collectors are like that. Plus the fact, if you're basically showing your 2 shelves next to a stack of maybe 6 comic boxes and all your posters on the wall, it makes me doubt how much a real collector you are. Because real collectors, first of all, wouldn't be having their comic book boxes stacked next to a shelving unit. They'd be in a special space. And having to display your posters with your toys. It's one thing, for example, there's one of the guys I do watch. He has glass cases. He puts his posters behind the glass case. That makes sense to me. Because, okay, it adds to the look. But literally going, here's my display. This is how you should do it. 2 shelves and a whole bunch of posters on the wall. Oh, and he also says he's an out-of-package guy. He says, I don't keep things in packages unless I only have one. Yeah. Or if it's like I don't have the whole series. So then he showed how he puts them on the wall. Not even uniform. He just kind of... All right. So my whole point is, if you're going to be on YouTube talking about action figures, don't start telling people it's the best way to do it and just try to save yourself by saying it's in my opinion. No, if you're grinding on for 20 minutes... saying this is how you do it, and you're showing your stuff, and your stuff's not that impressive, by the way. Honestly, don't. I don't do that. I don't. You'll never see me going, this is how you display your action figures. No. I will say, if you want to do a cheap sound wall, empty packaging is great. It's also good for storing it as well, but yeah, it just irks me. And as you can tell, I was up at 5:30 in the morning, couldn't sleep, I was watching YouTube. Yeah, that's my life. But that's it for the rant. Yeah, I just figure, you know, do you. You collect your toys. You collect what you like. Display them as you like. Enjoy them. And if you do have a YouTube channel, then just talk about the toys. No one really wants to see your ego and showing you how large your collection is, or no one really wants to know your way of thinking of how to properly display them. Just display them the way you like them. You know, you want to put your action figures in your bathroom? Go for it. I don't care. I think if you like it, that's good for you. We're not talking about, like, for example, how to preserve action figures or preserve comic books or stuff like that. We're just talking about displaying. And let's be honest, they're toys. You know, when you were a kid, did you put your toys in a box? Yeah, you did. And you took them out and you played with them and you put them everywhere. Well, we're giant kids. We're big kids. We like our toys. I like looking at my mess, even though I need more shelves because I have no more space and I'm having to, like, stack things more than I want to. Doesn't mean I'm not going to put them out. I mean, I have my toys out. And that's, I mean, I'm sitting here at my desk filming this. I can look over at my other desk. And yeah, I have toys on 2 levels and they're deep. I can see every single one. I love every single one. And that's the fun. So just have faith and hang in there, and hopefully these other YouTubers will start doing more honest reviews and not worry so much about getting likes and so forth, because that drives me crazy. But I do this for you. And okay, that's it for the rant. I'll wrap it up now. We still have 2 figures. So let's do, all the woke people would say, well, that's cultural appropriation, man. No, it's not. It's a toy. Let's open them up. Well, as you saw in the close-up, it is detailed. It's asymmetrical. What do you expect? It's a McFarlane toy. But it is extremely detailed. Now, I know you're thinking, didn't we see this before? No, if you remember, I did the blue Mandarin, which I do have. And I have to admit, a lot of it's the same. A lot of it's the same. There are some variations in the details and so forth, but I like it. Maybe it's because, my ex-wife is Chinese. I had a lot of Asian friends when I was in college. I like it. I like the Asian influence. I do it. I also listen to a lot of Asian music. K-pop, J-pop, J-rock. Yeah. So for me, it is nice. As for that cultural appropriation thing, like I said when I did the blue one, you have no idea what you're talking about. It's a character. It's fiction. It's from a different universe. They never claimed in any of the packaging that this is an accurate depiction. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's like, it's like if Benny Hill was out today, he'd be canceled from all these people saying, oh, it's offensive what he does. No, Benny Hill was Benny Hill and it was funny. And he actually, for those people out there who think Benny Hill is offensive, grow up. Benny Hill was reportedly one of the nicest, sweetest men that has ever lived in England. And his comedy was great. It was fantastic. It was cheeky. But then again, what's wrong with a bit of comedy? Because it's comedy. But yeah, this is not cultural appropriation. And I did pull them off the shelf just to give an idea how cool these things. I never thought I'd say this. 2 McFarlanes together look really cool. Yeah. Kind of funny. Superman blue, Superman red. Just saying. I now have to get that red Superman. But no, they actually do look really good together. It's almost like they're guarding a gate. They're bookends, if you will. I actually don't regret getting this thing. It only cost me, I think it was $10 on Amazon. Yeah. Amazon had a sale, and I figured, why not? Picked it up. And yeah, I really don't mind it. So far, these 2 spawns, the grand total of cost for these 2 spawns, $10 at Toys R Us last year, $10 on Amazon. Free shipping. Sometimes it's worth it. It's like, I actually do like them. It brings a smile to my face. And like I said, I never thought I'd say this about Spawn action figures, but these 2 actually go good together. I know you're thinking I'm losing my mind, but no. Oh, Dr. Fate just fell. I wonder why. Seriously? One day. Oh, and by the way, I did look into those stands I saw in the previous video that Walmart carries. They carry them in the States. They don't carry them up here. Clear plastic stands, 2 pegs, wider than the McFarlane ones that would definitely hold these characters better. Whatever. All right. Even though I have not read the story, and apparently it's like a really so-so storyline, I had to get them because I already have some other vampires. I still haven't gotten the vampire Batman, though. That's frustrating. But I did get vampire Nightwing. So what do you say we wrap up the show by taking a look at good old Dick out of the package, and we'll be back after this wonderful power of edit. He's a Nightwing. He's a vampire. Blah, blah. Yeah, I watched a lot of Bela Lugosi vampire movies. Okay, I'm old. I know it. But, yeah, as you saw in the close-up, it comes with a regular Nightwing card. And that's one of the reasons why I bought him, because I don't have the Nightwing like this that doesn't have the vampire face. I don't have the regular Nightwing. So, another thing for a toy hunt, track down the regular Nightwing. But, yeah, you know, it's a vampire thing. I did like one of the accessories. He comes with a heart. That made me laugh. Overall, the figure is average. It's, you know, not very posable. It's got that same problem with the ankles. I see a lot of these from McFarlane have. But overall, not a bad addition to the vampire set. However, this is a message for Todd. Mr. McFarlane, you're doing vampires, right? You're doing the vampires. Now, there's one DC vampire I have not seen you do. Now, other comic book geeks out there like me are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, you did give us a demon in armor. That's nice. We still want a regular demon. Just saying. We have Swamp Thing. Really good start there. But, ow! The ghost of Krypton have attacked. I'm not editing that out. I'm going to leave that. That was funny. It's because the gods of action figures know I'm right. Todd, you gave us demon in armor. We want a regular demon. But there's one vampire you have not given us, and it's one vampire I think we would all want. Vampire! Come on! Give it to us already. We want it. Let me just, I think I got Ghost of Zod in my back. Yeah, I was right. Ghost of Zod's in my back. Oh, that hurt. Okay, action. Remember I joked about how one way I can die is by being killed by action figures? Prophecy. Unscripted. You'd almost say this was a live video. It's not. It's just me. I'm too lazy to write a script. Plus the fact it's no fun when I write a script. There's the culprit. All right, put you back on. You're going to go there for now. Well, that was a wake-up call. I know you're thinking, cut that out, put in a blooper. No, it's just going to be part of this. But no, why do we not have an vampire? I'm just saying. I know I pre-ordered the Sergeant Rock, and when I look at the pictures of it, it doesn't quite make me think of the Sergeant Rock from the comic books, but it's still Sergeant Rock. Now, we want the Haunted Tank. We want the Unknown Soldier. We want Gravedigger. Come on, if you're going to give us Sergeant Rock, then give us those guys and the rest of Easy Company. Just saying, if you're going to start exploring a lot of other DC characters, you have people like me who want the Vampire. I mean, you made these guys. Why not make Vampire? It would be super great. If you don't know who Vampire is, go to a comic book store, go to the back issues, and you'll find some. Vampire was great. It's like we also need Cain and Abel, come to think of it. from the House of Mystery. Yeah, that'd be good too. Let's start doing those. Let's do about okay, DC Multiverse Dark, where we have like Zatanna. We have some more of these wonderful like Detective Chimp, Doctor Occult. There's another one. I'm a geek. I definitely read a lot of comic books in my life. But I think getting back to my comment about Sergeant Rock and doing the other ones, you got people out there who collect GI Joes, right? Right, GI Joe collectors. Why not? And you have people who collect like World War II figures and so forth. Why not make a line with Sergeant Rock and Easy Company and Gravedigger, Unknown Soldier? You know, a Haunted Tank would be really cool. I'm just saying, it would be really cool. You know, DC War Comics Multiverse. I think it'd be cool. I'm just saying. But that's it for, I guess, me wrapping up today's show. I know, Thursday show again. Weird. But that is life. Okay, now as for tomorrow's show, I still haven't made up my mind what I want to do. I do have the Green Lantern 2-pack. I've got a Mortal Kombat. I got the Batman. I have a lot of Batmans now again. You can't escape the Batman. Especially now with McFarlane Toys. I've got a... well, I got the Wally West Flash. You can't tell me it's not Wally West. I got the Rival. I have no idea who this character is. I'm going to have to look him up. This is definitely within the past 6 years. Ghost of Krypton's going to wait. I want to see if I can track down at least one more. Maybe like, you know, the Zod variant or the other Brainiac. Just saying. I also have, once I pick it up, I'll have 3 out of the 4 Plastic Mans as well. And when it comes to variants for that one, I think I'm really just looking for the Red Superman. That's it. But yeah. I got a couple other things too. I have managed to get some new stuff for our other guests to review. I got some things for Leroy Jr. to review to replace the lost footage. I got some stuff for Peter to review. I got some stuff even for Dr. Cool to review. That might be next week. But for now, my wonderful, faithful few, you people who are brave enough to watch a madman talk about comic books, because you know, I want to be honest, I'm not going to give you any bull. But as I always ask you to do, because it helps my sanity. And that's saying a lot. But I always ask you, as a favor to me, because it helps me to stay in the same mind frame, please do your best to stay healthy. And if you've read the comic books and you know about the flying little unicorn, well, of course, do your best to stay happy. And like I do every day, no matter what, I put on a brave face, I get into character, and I do my best to stay positive. And of course, one of the best ways to stay positive is to have toys. We'll see you tomorrow.